Oh, go on.
Both Salome and Fleur conspired together to drug the guests at the banquet by poisoning the sugar with a powerful soporific. This was given to Old Din by Kellogg last night as part of his medicine to aid his sleeplessness. Kellogg has confirmed 3 doses of this medicine disappeared from his dispensary. During the banquet, Fleur and Salome were able to figure out Edwin's true nature and thought to drug him by lacing the sugar with the soporific. When Edwin was asleep, they were able to steal the cursed item from him and assume the form of a werewolf.
All I care about are the deaths themselves at the end of the day. So, who was the one that murdered Old Din?
How were you able to identify the burned corpse in the master's chamber?
Her skin was charred beyond recognition, so we had to resort to what remained of her hair and her ring to determine it was Salome.
Did Salome have any identifying features on her body? Anything that could be used to set her apart?
Nothing that I know of, apart from the mole near her eye. And as I said, her face has been horribly burned.
Then here's my answer for who murdered Old Din. The culprit was Fleur. The corpse of Salome has been misidentified.
What? How dare you doubt Kellogg's judgment? You must be truly grasping at straws to make such bold claims.
You said the corpse's face, hair, and body were burned to an unrecognizable state. The only identifiers we had were Salome's ring and her nightgown, all clothing and effects. I insist. This is Fleur's body.
Say we believe for 1 second we mistook one corpse for another. Why Fleur? Why would she ever want to murder her own father?
I don't have all the details. This is only a theory if the letter's contents can be believed. Her letter read, "I will strike terror into the one who has abandoned me." Fleur's letter talks about choosing her true family. Old Din is not frequently in this town, is he? He has essentially abandoned his daughter. Only the guests were drugged that night, but not Old Din, herself, or her mother. She needed him awake to scare him. As luck would have it, Edwin had the cursed item needed for transformation into a werewolf. Her mother was assisting her in this plot. Fleur never intended to kill. She only wished to scare Old Din, perhaps to convince him to change his behavior. She assumed the form of a werewolf, Old Din's worst fear. She wore her mother's ring, perhaps to prove she had permission if found wandering at night. As you know, Fleur is fond of pranks and tricks. What better night than All Hallows Eve?
I refuse to believe this. This is all far too absurd.
A werewolf has considerable strength, even more than a beast, but it doesn't make you impervious to all attacks. Terrified by such a horrible sight, Old Din did not hesitate to burn Fleur with magic, and driven mad by the pain, she killed him by biting his throat. You may have believed she was taken by the fair folk, but this would explain why you were unable to find her, or even to glimpse any trace of her. She was already dead.
Then how do you explain Fleur's letter? Or the wooden effigy of her that appeared in her bed?
I've already laid the evidence bare. There was more than one conspirator. Even taking the cursed item out of the equation, Salome was surely aware that there was a sedated monster in her house, and I strongly believe that she encouraged Fleur to do this prank on her father. Salome must have screamed to clear suspicion from herself, and hid in the master's chamber. At that point, Edwin was looking for his stolen item. He broke down the door and found Fleur's body.
How dare you! You have no idea how much Salome loved her daughter. She'd never abandon her like that.
I wouldn't be so quick to discount the possibility. We found a chest made for Fleur in Salome's room. When Isley opened it, she suffered a horrific injury from a trap. Perhaps Salome had the trap for some time, and her target was Fleur. She waited patiently until the Mons was empty. After we escorted Edwin to the dungeon and gathered in the town square, Salome was able to move again. She locked the Wolfskin away in a chest in her room and trapped it with a device. Salome placed the statue in Fleur's bed to make it seem like she was spirited away by the fair folk. The statue fits the description of this receipt I found in Salome's room. Here. Fleur must have had some suspicion this plan was risky, so she wrote a short letter. If she succeeded in her prank, all she had to do was destroy it. In fact, since the letter was found still sealed, I would suspect Salome encouraged Fleur to write it. To make Fleur's disappearance seem more credible, she placed it in the forest after her escape. Not only did Salome orchestrate this parricide, she survived.
You're forgetting something. You never explained what Edwin did in that room when he found the burned body. If I were him, I'd hide rather than stay out in the open. Why was he holding the body in his arms? You really are awful at keeping secrets. There's no need to talk. I can already tell just by looking at you. So where is she? Where is Salome?
That, I can't tell you. I'm certain that my theory is correct, however. I do not care what happens next on Ari. Whether you believe me or not is irrelevant. I've only tried to make sense of what I could from this tragedy. You cannot make me feel guilty for harboring Edwin as a werewolf. He is not defined by his curse, and I want you to see that. I have provided evidence and my theory as you asked. Nothing I do now can change your mind. I accept it, regardless of the outcome.
Sister, I would like to believe you. More than anyone else, believe it or not. Why, however? Well, maybe I can tell you some other time. If we even get a chance, that is. In your mind, you may be right. But unless you bring Salome to me, I will not be convinced. The righteousness that you preach is meaningless without tangible proof. So where is Salome? We searched everywhere in this town for her daughter.
I can only speculate at this point. Are there any secret or hidden passages in Belorov?
That would be far too convenient, wouldn't it? You're right. Nothing you do will change my mind. I have been burned by blindly trusting others in the past more times and in worse ways than you could ever imagine. If I am wrong, so be it. When my time comes, I'll gladly accept my penance. There's one thing that's certain. Your arrival into this town brought with it the destruction of this family. If it weren't for you and Edwin, this tragedy would never have happened.
You're blaming us for being caught in a plot we had no part in. You have done nothing but look for reasons to kill Edwin all along. For all I know, maybe you planned for this to happen, to usurp power in Belorov.
I didn't know nuns could tell jokes. As if I would ever wish for such a thing. You should learn to choose your words more wisely, sister. It's unbecoming of a holy woman. But I had the nagging suspicion you were a heretic from the first moment I saw you. Someone like you could never win.
Let me go!
I won't let you escape.
The gates will already be closed by now. There's a part of the wall that was hastily patched up. You should be able to climb through there.
Hold on, we're almost there. Ilona! No!
Edwin, set me down. You're more injured than I am.
Ilona. My darling.
Darling?
Yes, I've been waiting to call you that for so long. What a fool I was to keep what I felt about you hidden. The time I spent without you in that cell, it was excruciating. And that's when I realized how much I want you by my side.
The exhaustion must be getting to you. So you weren't joking about wanting me to meet your family. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Could we rest for a while?
I don't hear anyone pursuing us. Just for a moment, then. I'm sorry.
About what?
You're right about me not saying what it is that I want to say. Burying it so deep within the abyss that I can't even reach it. Even if I want to, just maybe, if I'd come clean to the people that we'd met thus far, and to you, about the Wolfskin, the incessant nightmares that I've been having. I couldn't even trust you to watch me transform.
It's okay. We can start over.
If I'd had the courage to ask for your assistance, we could have found an alternative.
We must be strong and keep our past behind us. What's done is done. Besides, I'm here for you now, and you are for me. I'm sure that God has tested our resolve more than enough.
I would like to believe that. Evil breeds evil, indeed. Wherever I go, something always goes wrong. I've noticed hints of it, even in these past few days. Mind you, that banquet was all too much for someone like me to begin with. I used to enjoy these things, but now,
I know.
Everybody had something to hide. That fear only led to mistrust, and this to violence. When we were all alone, yet turning against each other. I know I'm in no position to say this, but I see the absurdity of it all now. There is no point in hiding. It does no good.
It's hard sometimes to be vulnerable, isn't it? To feel exposed when you have no one you can trust, nobody to confide in. And you cannot close this distance with others, because you always second-guess intentions. There's nothing worse than feeling alone in the world.
Is that why Salome did what she did?
I do not know, but I pity her. Edwin? Ed.
Yes, love. I'm still here. What is it?
Is it okay if I close my eyes for a while? I don't think I'll be able to hold out for any longer.
You may. I'll keep watch, so you can rest.
I wonder what your family is like.
It's a big family. They'll definitely welcome you.
That sounds nice.
Ilona, love.
I'm here. Did you need anything?
I just wanted to say how much I owe to you.
You're always thanking me. Ed,
Yes?
do you think you could hold me? I want to lie down.
Of course. I'll lie down with you. We should be safe here.
Thank you.
Should our journey end, so just it be. I am lost no more. I lay to rest. The sun bestows its blessings over me, while you wait beside. I flourish with the bountiful verdure, though words are withering. In all uncertainty we usher. I bid you know, I love you. I love.
Praying deep in dead of night, you have found your path.
Praying still, no end in sight. A pure heart perseveres.
Praying, no desire, delight. A serene soul you see. Bring back those melancholy hearts. Cleanse these with your soul unbound.
Out of sorts, but not far gone. With you, nothing lost is found.